Baby, I'm too grown, too grown.
Well, good day, everybody. Doing well. This is Mo sitting in for Latif on the Latif Show, talk show, podcast. Again, I'll be your guest host for this evening. Latanya will not be making any appearance, so hopefully I can be able to entertain you guys, keep you well informed, and let's see if we can get into some juicy topics today and have a great discussion going here, some great dialogue going back and forth. As I said again today, I'm sitting in for Tanya Hughes, your host of the T Show, which is airs every Monday at 7:30. I'm your guest host, Moses, and as I said, I'll be sitting in for today. So before we get into all that, I just hope for today's topic, I hope everybody had the opportunity to have a great weekend and enjoy things for the weekend. If you were like me, you kind of chilled out, had a great time. Probably the only thing that spoiled your weekend is the fact that if you're a Bears fan. And I won't get into that because this is only an hour-long show, so we ain't got enough time to talk about what the Bears got going on and what they're doing. And don't mind my light back there flickering on and off. That's something I'm setting up. So hopefully you all can still see me, and hopefully you all can hear me very well. Maybe we can get some guests to come in, like I said, to help me out with today's topic. This is something that me and my crew has the opportunity to talk about on numerous occasions. One of the topics that always seems to plague us and my group of guys is that the question is often asked by ourselves, not just ourselves, but women as well. Do the black men of the day really protect black women? So I'm not going to just start this off. Hopefully, I've got people out there, you're tuning in or you're chiming in. And if you are, please do so. Please add some comments so that way I can know I can keep this dialogue going. And that way we can have a great time discussing this matter. If anybody is online, please, by all means, hit something in the chat box so we can get going on this thing and see where we are. Like I said, today's topic is: do black men actually protect black women in today's society? And that will be today's topic. So if anybody, like I said, if anybody's out there, just please, by all means, chime in. I want to really get this discussion going. I want to see how people feel about this. I want to see how the men feel from the men's standpoint as well as the women. Women, I definitely want your input. I want you all to be able to, again, enlighten us as men. What is it that we can improve on or do better? Or if we are doing a good job, applaud us as well. That's something that sometimes goes how would I want to say? That goes unrecognized. A lot of times, again, I'm not saying all women do, but however, we should really praise and uplift one another with all the opportunities that we have. Of course, we all are not going to be on the same accord as the way life goes. But however, when we have the opportunity to praise one another or uplift one another, we should do so. We definitely should do so, regardless of how we may feel or how we may be at that moment. We have to again form some type of unity. As I said in the last podcast, ladies, I want you to know, technically, we as men, we're not your enemies. We got to get past all that. The conflict is not, we shouldn't have a conflict between ourselves, one gender versus another gender. Of course, like I said again, we're not going to always agree on things, but however, we should definitely be able to come together and collaborate on some things. And again, respect each other's opinion on that. So, with that being said, I hope somebody's chiming in on this and somebody can give me some feedback out there and how they feel about this topic that I'm going to bring up. Again, let me say my name is Moses. People call me Mo. I'm sitting in for Latanya Hughes, which is the host, the founder of the T Show. I'm a guest speaker for today. Tanya will be back with us soon. Whenever you have the opportunity, our show airs every Monday at 7:30. and that's Central Time. So please, by all means, subscribe or kind of follow her so that way you can keep up with her topics and the things that she discusses. Well, Tanya comes off with some great topics sometimes. She and I have some great dialogue involving those topics. So that's something I always look forward to getting together with her on. And of course, with that being said, she asked me would I sit in and guest host for the day. And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this thing. You know, I hadn't seen anybody chime in yet. So like I said again, hopefully we got some people out here listening or about to get involved in this. The question is asked, do black men protect black women in today's society? I kind of find that a twofold situation. And the reason why I say I find it to be a twofold situation is because from a personal standpoint, I believe black men do their best to try to protect black women. Black women, let me start off by saying this. You are probably the most disrespected creature walking the earth. You are. I would definitely go back and say that, and I say that with a lot of conviction. Black women, you do not get the accolades that you so rightly deserve. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm gonna say this with a little caveat to it. The caveat is the fact that you are praised, but you are praised in our own communities. You are praised in our community. Okay, we got somebody online. Hey, how you doing there, Miss Karen? Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Please, by all means, chime in on the conversation. You know, I'm always looking for some feedback. As I was saying, black women, I don't think you all are given enough accolades when it comes to the things that you do in society. You're not recognized for the things that you do based on your counterparts, which would be those other ethnic races. You are actually put to the back burner, black women. So I do want you to know that. We recognize that as black men. So when I'm often asked the question, do we as black men protect black women? I wish it could be a lot stronger. And when I say a lot stronger, one of the things I push within my circle of guys that I deal with, and we push it among each other, we make sure that we do. Even if the black woman isn't connected to us on a personal level, I've seen a number of incidents where my buddies have stepped up and actually defended black women. In certain situations, I remember one encounter, I had a buddy step up and he was actually about to join into a fight. And the sad part about it was the fight that he was, or the woman I should say that he was trying to defend, the woman he was trying to defend, her boyfriend was sitting there. And he never got up to defend her. And I kind of told my buddy, like, oh, no, hold up, sit back a little bit. Because here's the thing. If it gets out of hand, then yes, we'll step. We'll step and do what we need to do. But however, I was waiting to see if the man that she was with, the guy that she dated, was actually going to step forward and take care of that business. And in the matter of speaking, he never did. I commend my brother, and I say his name, my brother named Farad, good guy. Like I said, he wanted to step up to the plate and actually protect this woman's honor. But in the same midst of it, her boyfriend sitting right there, he didn't want to do it. So those are a couple of incidents that occurred. I got another brother that travels in my circle, a guy named Wallace, same thing. He stood up for one of the ladies in cigar lounges. And again, I want the ladies to kind of grasp this situation. He took, how I want to say it, he took it very personal that a gentleman, it was an Italian gentleman, stepped in and he actually was, he made an offensive comment to one of the females that was there. And one of the females that was there, again, she actually had her husband there. Her husband was there. But her husband never jumped up and said anything. But I was so grateful that my brother stood in and cleared everything up with that gentleman. Like he told him, no, you will not come in here and disrespect her. And her husband is sitting there. And of course, eventually he apologized. So I'm just giving you some scenarios on on how some of these things come out. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let me tell you what Mo believes when it comes to protecting our black women. I will do any and everything I can to make sure that our black women are not disrespected. I will do whatever I can possibly do. However, I'm going to say this, sisters, and I pretty much hope you sisters are on the line, understand what I'm about to say next. You all make it very hard. And when I say you make it very hard for us to protect you, if I may, let me give out a few examples. One of the biggest examples I see out here right now is, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you, why do I personally feel this? Why do black women have to degrade themselves to be relevant in today's society? Again, some of y'all might not catch that until you get home or you actually have a moment to sit down and think about it. Again, I'm going to repeat that question. Why do black women need to degrade themselves in order to feel relevant in today's society? And when I say that is, listen, I'm about everybody making their hustle, doing their thing, or whatever, especially if you're not hurting others in the process. But however, I'm gonna just say this off the top of my dome here. I've never seen Miley Cyrus, Katie Swift, whatever her name is. I've never seen these women actually make songs degrading their body parts. I haven't seen that. But however, we got and like I said, no disrespect to Carly B, Megan Thee Stallion. What's the new girl out there? Sexy Red. I think that might be right. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But again, you're talking about wet pussy. You're talking about wet pussy, and these are the things that, again, that you're doing to degrade yourself as women. But like I said, I don't see a Taylor Swift or Miley Cyrus making songs like that. But however, they still get most of the recognition that they get. But our black women, they have to degrade themselves in order to feel relevant. And this is why it makes it hard for us as black men to step up and try to protect you all. Those are the kind of things that become almost difficult in the process of doing. Please, by all means, somebody chime in. If you think I'm wrong on this subject or if you think I'm taking the wrong approach, then please, by all means, let me know where I'm going with this. Hopefully it will not offend anybody, and that's not what I'm here to do. But I'm trying to get, again, some of you some feedback as to looking at this as from a male perspective. Okay, we got somebody here. Okay, it's Tanya. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? Tanya says that they're entertainers and they are doing their job. I agree, but isn't Taylor Swift an entertainer as well? Miley Cyrus is an entertainer as well too, but I don't hear them talking about their body parts. I mean, what's the other little girl? The young Kardashian, the one that's going around with all these rappers. Again, I don't see these women degrading themselves. And then when they do, check this out. When they do degrade themselves, they actually become notorious famous. Point, i.e., let's go Kim Kardashian. Didn't nobody know who the hell she was until that tape leaked to her and Ray J. But they knew how to spin that because, again, they didn't want that white woman to look bad in society's eyes. So they spit that tape and they spit it out there the right way. Now look at her. They're making millions. Oh my gosh. They're making millions off a sex tape? What does she do? She's not an entertainer. She's not a singer. She's not a performer. What does she do other than have sex with black men? And this was made her famous. But again, I'm going back to our sisters. You sisters have to go the extra mile in order to, again, become prevalent in society. And that shouldn't be the case. That should not be the case for you to go out here and, again, to be recognized in society. I get it. They are entertainers. I will not take that away from them. But, hell, I ain't seen Beyonce take off no clothes and talk about no wet pussy. I'm just sorry. I haven't seen that. Okay, we got another comment. Oh, okay. Well, yes, I did. Question. But, yeah, I just haven't seen Beyonce do this. So, again, I don't think that's what makes it hard for black men to step to the forefront and try to protect women. No, again, no disrespect. Everyone doesn't feel valued, seen, and not heard. Every woman doesn't feel valued. Oh, please explain that to me in detail. When you say that, Latanya, explain that to me in detail. What do you mean when the average black woman doesn't feel valued? Because I personally think, again, by the gentleman that I've always associated myself, rather than Neil Farr, you've always given much respect to black women. Oh, matter of fact, we find it very offensive. Let me tell you, something we just did the other day. Me and my brothers, we were sitting at the cigar lounge. Beautiful young lady, beautiful. When I tell you beautiful, beautiful young lady. Very educated. But she kept referring herself as a boss bitch. Join the conversation. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Please do. Anybody want to join in? Please join. And she kept referring to herself as a boss bitch. And me and my brothers looked at her like and kept saying to her like, "Why do you have to use the term bitch? That's not who you are. You could be a boss without being a boss bitch." And they consider that, quote unquote, as a term of endearment or some type of status. And I get it. Women do that. They may relate to one another, and when they greet one another, they may say, "Hey, bitch, how you doing?" But in the same token, you get offensive or offended if that's used or if that word is used in some other comparisons. Other necessity. You're right. We are compared to other races or how you necessity. The word. I'm sorry. Got a little tight on there. But yes, we are often compared. But the thing is, so help me out with this one, Latanya. Then why haven't we established our own identity? Since we're always compared. We should be at some point in this day and time, we should be establishing our own identities. And when I say, the thing I find so hard, and let me say this, black women, please, if I'm saying something offensive, please chime in and tell me and correct my ass. I got no problem with being corrected. But I'm going to say this. Black women, why are y'all trying so hard to look like them when they trying so freaking hard to look like y'all? Somebody explain that analogy to me because I'm not getting it. I mean, let me say that again. Black women, you're trying so hard to look like them, but yet they're trying so hard to be you. Let's be realistic. I'm going back to these Kardashians again. Black women had big asses since hell. When I was a kid. That was basically a trademark for a black woman to have a nice big ass. Matter of fact, we embraced that. We embraced that as in society. That was part of, Bad Mama Jammas, numerous songs, tribute, and homage been paid to big girls with big asses. I'm going back to Sir Mix-a-Lot. All these songs. That was a black woman's trademark. And then they realized, wow, look at the attention they get. They don't find that offensive. They don't find that offensive. Black men don't find that offensive. So now, all of a sudden, they jump on y'all bandwagon. Now you got Kim Kardashian, J-Lo, all these people getting, quote unquote, emphasis on on their big asses. But let's be realistic. Black women have big asses. Again, I ain't gonna say to the beginning of time, but that's just what I think. Okay, I agree with that term too. Some people don't love themselves. But I'm going back to, again, why black women are, and please, somebody else help me out here. Tanya, thank you. I appreciate you giving me these comments. I just want to see some other women chime in. Tell me again where I'm wrong with this subject. Because, again, I feel like you all try too hard. I mean, again, black women used to shine on how big their lips were or how full their lips were. Now, what they doing? They going out getting these injections in their lips to try to look like you all. But in the same token, you all are turning around and starting to look like them. Let me say this, black women, you have been kissed by the sun. You have been kissed. You cannot have been kissed by a more perfect creator other than God himself, the sun. You come in many different shades and fashion, and you are envied. You are envied, whether you all believe that or not. You are envied. This is why they try so hard to make you all feel demeanor at their times. And again, we play into that. And not just the black women, but the black men too. We as society play into that. Because we get to a point where we start degrading ourselves. And like I said, so many times that we're being copied out here. I mean, we're innovators. We come up with ideas of everything. We set trends. We set trends. Yes, we do. And when we set them, other people follow. Other people follow. Now, how do we get to a point where we capture all that and keep that all in one culture, or keep it to where, again, we don't feel like we have to be shameful about what it is that we're putting out? As I said again, I just feel totally I feel totally uncomfortable a lot of times when I see black women again out here doing certain videos. Like I said, I'm not kicking nobody in their hustle. Whatever it takes for you to make your money, make your money. But it does get a little disheartening when I got to go on TikTok and on Facebook, and I see these young, beautiful, gorgeous black women, and oh my God, they asking money for sex videos. They asking money for pictures. Sisters, why y'all just degrading yourself like that? I mean, like I said, I'm not standing in judgment. Please don't understand that correctly. I'm not trying to sit here and judge. I said it earlier. If you're about your hustle, do what you got to do. But I'm sure there's other facets of you that you haven't explored yet or put out there that will probably send you over the top. Yeah, that's their game. That's their game. That's what they like to do, because they know they can't compete on that same level that we are. So again, they try to create other games or other scenarios on how they want to, again, advance, but we seem to fall prey to it a lot of times. Like I said, I mean, I've seen some beautiful black sisters, and I mean, they're going my inbox, and I hear, next thing I hear, I know I ain't that damn freaking attractive, but then, oh yeah, you know, you want to buy some videos? And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Stop, let's slow down here for a minute. Really? I mean, you know, again, like I said, I appreciate sisters doing what they got to do, but we shouldn't have to always subject ourselves to being degraded. I hope there's some brothers out there, because I ain't heard a brother yet chime in on anything. So if there's any brothers out there, please, by all means, put a comment up there. Tell me what you all are thinking. I've had a few of the women tell me what they're thinking. Let me hear what you brothers thinking about this subject. Do you all think that we protect black women as black men? Do we really protect black women the way we should? One of the things I want to encourage brothers that are doing this to continue to do it. It's not a wasted effort. Your actions don't go unfounded, or I should say unappreciative. There's some women out there that love what we're doing, and they can appreciate what we're doing. But again, we have to continue to keep lifting them up. We have to continue to keep lifting black women up and letting them know, yeah, they are the most. You all are the most disrespected creature walking the earth. If you're not getting it from other people, you 9 times out of 10 are getting it from us. The same guys that you love, cherish, are devoted to, you get that disrespect from us. One of the things I've always felt like, whatever relationship I ever had, whether if I was married or just dating somebody, that I would never degrade a woman. And when I say degrade her, I'm not going to call her a name that I'm going to go out here and fight somebody in the street for calling her the same thing. To me, that's just stupid as a fuck. Excuse my French there. But that doesn't have no rhyme or reason for me. I mean, I'm out here fighting some cat because he done called you a hoe. But at home, I'm calling you worse. That just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't think that's something that I will ever find myself in a position to do, is to kind of degrade a black woman to that level where I have to refer to her other than her name. You know, so that's one of the things I'm looking for. Okay, we finally got a brother. Okay, Farad, thank you, brother. Quote to remember, my brother: when a human being is mistreated, objectified, or neglected, when they are treated as less than human, their actions are against God. Oh, you went deep on that one, didn't you? Because how are you treating their creation reflects on how you feel about the creator. My man, I like that. You went deep on that one, brother. Yeah, you went very deep on that one. But that kind of makes sense. You kind of put that together. That kind of makes very good sense. What he's saying. How can you disrespect the creator? Okay, we got another brother here. Some of us, I'm hoping I'm saying your name correctly here, brother. Sakud. If I'm not, please forgive me. Some of us try, but in order to be protected, you need to be able to listen and follow. Ooh, 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 brother, you went deep on that one. Yeah, you definitely went deep on that one. You definitely, might just lose you on that one. Yeah, you kind of went deep on that one. He's got a good point, ladies. Now is the time for you to be chiming in, ladies. That brother just brought up an excellent point. How can you be protected if you're not willing to listen and follow? That's it. Oh man, great point to bring up. Actually, I think both of you gentlemen brought up some very valuable points there. Going back to what Brother Farad said in the beginning, if you disrespect, or if you're not comfortable with yourself, then you're not comfortable with the Creator. Because again, that's how you work. You were created, so you have to be comfortable with your creation. That how God assembled you and brought you together. I guess that's the right term I'm looking for. Symbol. But anyway, being created the way you are. I was telling somebody last night. We was having this discussion again, Cigar Lounge. We were talking about, and I was telling people when we always, and I'm just getting off the subject just for a quick second here. People always talk about when you mention heaven. What's the first thing people think of, or they do? They look upward. They look upward. They go, yeah, heaven's upward. No, folks, I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. Heaven is not upward. Here's the thing. If you believe in God, and I will say this, if you are a true believer of God, then God is everywhere. So if God is everywhere, that means God is in you. And if God is in you, then that's your actual heaven. Oh yeah, I know I went deep on that one. Some of y'all ain't gonna get that one until you get home. But again, I'm gonna say that the heaven is within you. Heaven is not above, it's within you, because God's everywhere. So when you actually are rewarded or given your just dues, then your just dues are within yourself. If you have a happy lifestyle, that's where it's coming from. That's your heaven. If you created life, that's your heaven. If you were able to make somebody happy and smile, that's your heaven. All the joys that you brought in the world, that's your heaven. That is your heaven. So I'm gonna stay off that subject because how people chirp on that. Yes, we are a temple. I don't want to go into the preaching mode, but yeah, I'm gonna say that. Yes, we are a temple, and that goes back to again what I'm saying. If we are that temple, then why are we constantly abusing ourselves to that degree and that magnitude? I want to go back to again the two gentlemen questions. Brother, again, I apologize if I didn't say your name correctly, but going back to what you're saying, women would definitely have to listen. And I say this all the time. There's a difference in hearing someone and listening. There's a great big difference in that. And a lot of times we have a tendency to just hear individuals instead of listening. So if we're listening, then we can definitely understand what that individual is saying. If for some reason I say, let's go follow my lead and not play 21 questions, trust I'm capable. Oh, my brother. Man, we're going to have to meet up because we have to talk. I like what he just said right there. So that's kind of one of my pet peeves right there. And again, we're going to get just a little sidetracked, but I still want to stay on the subject. But because he brought that up, I'm going to touch on that real quickly. Ladies, let me say this. Again, men are the most, I say it again, black women are the most disrespected creatures walking this earth. Black men are the most unconditional creatures walking this earth. Let me say that again. Black men are the most unconditional creatures walking this earth. I've said this for years. Black men always have to prove themselves before they can get any type of love. You ladies will love a freaking dog quicker than you will love a man. And the dog ain't had to prove a damn thing other than he can shit and eat off your ass. Literally, that's it. Okay. I get that too, brother. I get that, and I'm gonna touch on that too as well, as far as us leading. I'm gonna go back to that again. Black men are the most unconditional love creatures they are. We as men can be so consumed with building the nation, we cannot protect and respect the nation builders. Good point too, brother. Good point too. I like that. I like the feedback that's coming in. Every man is not capable of leading. Okay, now y'all bombarding me. Okay, give me a second. Let me kind of answer a few of these real quickly. Okay, so going back to what I was saying again, black men being in that position to again not to be loved unconditionally. We have to continually to prove ourselves in order to gain your love. We have to come to the table with something, as you all say. But again, nobody else do. We don't ask women to come to the table with nothing. We really don't. We don't ask women to come to the table with anything. Most of the time, we just happen to be in your presence. But however, we have to come, and again, we are in that position to be leaders, followers, providers, the whole 9 yards. Some of you just touched on that. Again, being leaders and followers. How can a man lead? Well, let me just say this. I personally think, and this is how I feel, this is my personal opinion here. If a man track record speak for itself, and when I say track record speak for itself, I get a lot of feedback on this shit when I mention this subject. If a man track record speak for itself, then why are you constantly questioning him about what it is that he's doing? Let me repeat that again. If a man's track record speak for itself, then why are you always questioning his judgment? If you all in a relationship, or if you all are married, and this man, I ain't gonna say black man, if this man has not failed you, then why question it? And I'm looking, listen, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's nice to communicate. It is. It's great to communicate with one another. But again, this track record speak for itself. And let me tell you why I say that point. Because here it is. You could take your ass to the dentist, women, and because that dentist did a good job on your mouth the first time, you got no problem opening your mouth the second time and without asking him a damn question. Because his work has already been proven. So you don't open your mouth and say anything. You allow him to do what it is that he does. Why you don't give your man that same type of respect? Especially, like I said again, if his track record is good, he shouldn't have to go through all that. That should be something that, again, I know he got that. When men come to women and communicate with women on a level, especially most of the time when a man figured out what he's going to do, he's pretty much already figured he's going to continue where he's going with that subject or how he's going to deal with it. Now, if he's coming to you, yes, for some feedback. Don't get me wrong. He's coming to you for some feedback, and he's looking for you to give him a respectful opinion on that. I can't follow a man who doesn't have direction. Hold that thought. I'm going to come to that in a second. Like I said, he's going to come to you again because he's already got that plan. He's just coming to you for feedback. He's not asking you to fix it, ladies. Quit getting it twisted. If a man come to you, he's not asking you to fix something all the time. That's not what he's asking you to do. What he's asking is he's just asking for some input. Now, 9 times out of 10, you can give him that input. He may change direction. He may continue on the same path. But the fact is, he's not looking for you to fix that problem. Now, again, you may have some expertise in something, maybe finances or whatever the case. And again, he's going to come to you with those questions. But 9 times out of 10, he's already got that plan calculated in his head and how he's going to move forward with it. So when he's coming to you, again, just to get some feedback. So don't become so combative with when he's doing that, because he's already figured out his plan. Now, again, like I said, if you have some expertise on the financial side or something like that, then by all means, please add that in the equation, because there may be something that he didn't think about. But now you're going to give him that leverage. But don't get to the point, well, why you got to do it that way? And why you got to see, now you're getting to a point where you're doubting his abilities. And again, if this man's track record has already been proven to be solidified, then why you keep questioning it? Why you keep questioning it? And it's crazy because, and when I say it's crazy, because listen, today's subject wasn't to beat up on women, but I'm just going to add this to the conversation. It's funny how y'all are quickly to listen to ministers and outside people, but you refuse to listen to the person you're sleeping right next to. That just doesn't add up very well for me. You know, you got people, ministers, relationship gurus, Steve Harvey. You know, again, we play into all this, but you refuse to listen to that gentleman that's sleeping right next to you. He's actually going to tell you what it is that's going on with him. Trust me, when the man open up, he's literally going to open up. He is going to open up to you. Now, you're going to have to just be on that receiving end to be ready to take that. Let me go back to Tanya's real question. I tell you, I get it. Why follow somebody that can't lead? But again, that comes down to women. I say this all the time to a woman. To women. Let me rephrase that. I say that all the time to women. Just says how you say it. It goes both ways. Okay, I agree with that statement. I agree with that. But I will tell you this though, Tanya. Men pursue, women choose. Let me say that again. Men pursue, women choose. At the end of the day, women, you are making the choices of the men that you are with. And don't say, no, that man chose me. No, he didn't. Because watch this. You could be at a bar, whatever the case may be, whatever. There's 3 or 4 guys. If he's checking you out, his partner's probably checking you out as well, or some other guys. But when he approaches you or the other guys approach you, you make the choice at the end of the day who you're going with. He's just pursuing. So when you make that choice, you might need to think about the choices you're making and are you making careful choices when you're choosing men. Again, a man track record speaks for itself. When you get into a conversation, Tanya, let me help you out with that one. When you say you can't follow a man, they can't lead. Pretty much when you guys start that initial groundbreaking courtship, or I should say the initial conversation and trying to get to know one another, most of the time at that point, how my guy Wallace would say it, you already going to spew out your resume. So all you got to do is just take a look at his resume and see how it adds up. Again, based off his resume, you'll know what kind of gentleman you get. I mean, has he been successful? Has he accomplished things in his life? Is he a good provider? Does he take care of his family? These are the things that you need to look for. I always tell a woman, don't look at a man and how he treats his mother or his kids or people he loves. Because people he loves, he always going to treat them well. Look at the people he don't give a shit about and see how he treats them. That's how you're going to know who he is as a person. Because if he can still talk with those individuals with respect and again, reach out a hand to extend to help those individuals that are down on their luck, people that he don't know nothing about or care about, then that's going to say a lot about that man's character. Because the people he loves, I promise you, I'm going to always treat the people I love well. So don't take it. I mean, if my mom was alive today, you're going to know. I've always treated my mother with respect. That was automatic. I loved her to death. So that's automatic. But the question is, I'm always going to treat the people I love very well. The question is how I'm going to treat the people I don't care about is what you should be watching. So I think that will give you a platform on how to choose carefully when you start looking into these other men, or not other men, when you're looking into getting involved in a relationship with men. There's a lot of things go into that. Again, let me go back to the subject that we were talking about. I want somebody else's opinion out there because we still got some time left here. Somebody give me their opinion. Do you think that black men really protect black women? And if not, please tell me why you don't think we do. Or if you do think that we protect black women, tell me why you think that we do protect black women. I want the guys and the women to chime in on this. Give me you all's opinion on this. Do y'all think you gave me some good feedback as to, again, some of the scenarios involved in that? Like my brother said before, again, you got to be willing to listen. Okay, for what is the definition of a lead? Oh, good point, brother. Good point. Good point. So women, that's a great question he just posed out there. How do you define when you asking him to lead? Miss Tanya, if you are still out there, or any other woman, please, besides Tanya, hey, come on. Tanya, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. But come on, ladies, help me out on this one. What is your definition of a lead? How does one man lead? Or how does he lead? Or what do you consider the qualifications in order for him to lead? So please, give me some definitions on that. Because I'm going to have to go with Farad on that. One of the things, again, that I try to coach in when I'm dating or in a relationship, I would ask a woman, especially if we've been involved over a period of time. What is your definition of man? Because yours and ours may be totally different. Okay, here we go. Yeah, come on, ladies, speak up. I agree, Tanya. Speak up, because they're all of them silent right now. And then again, they'll get back and talk about, yeah, well, maybe they might not like this podcast, so it might be why they're not speaking. Yes, indeed, but a little is spoken or heard about. Yeah, that is true. That is true, Farad. That is true. A little bit. But yeah, I would like to see some of these other ladies chime in and give me some feedback on what y'all think a lead is, or how do you think a man should lead, or what are your qualifications that justifies him being a leader when it comes to you? Because at the end of the day, these are the conversations we gotta have. See, these are the conversations that go voided when you start talking about relationship. These are the conversations we stay away from. We really do. Now we'll ask you questions about where you work, what's your 5-year plan. Sorry, don't ever ask me what my 5-year plan is, because I'm gonna tell you shit. I don't even know what's gonna happen in the next 5 minutes. So I can't give you a 5-year ass plan. I can predict what I think might happen. Most women today take male leadership as trying to control them. Yes, they do, brother. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But as I've said before, it's not about control. The word that seems to and everybody gets offended about is the word submission. And as I said in the last podcast, we made that word submission a very dirty word, and it's not. It's not. Submission is not a dirty word. If I asked a woman, if I've dated a woman over a period of time, I'm gonna ask her, are you ready to submit to me? Now, based on our response, it's gonna tell me how forward I need to go with it. Now, if she says to me, what's your definition of submission? I'm gonna say, okay, that's a great response. But if she goes, no, I'm not, I'm not ready to submit, then I'm gonna start asking questions to her. What is your definition of the word submit? Because for me, the definition of the word submit means to trust. And again, that's what we have to. Again, if a work person track record speak for their self, they trust the process. You got to literally trust the process. So again, if I'm saying to you, I want you to submit, or if I ask you the question, are you ready to submit? I'm asking you technically, are you just ready to trust me? I'm not asking to control you, because here's the thing, whether you are spiritual or biblical, when God asks you to submit, he's not asking to control you. That's why he gave you free will. When he asks you to submit, he's asking you to trust him. That's it. So again, we make this a dirty word that's been tossed out there for years, and people still roll on that situation. Oh, no, I'm not going to let a man, I'm not going to be submissive to him. And then I've always hit a word, when I hear the word submission, oh my God. Well, that means cater. No, it don't mean freaking cater. If you looked up the Latin form of the word submission, it actually means to present oneself. It means to present oneself. So when you're in these marriage ceremonies or whatever they're doing in these marriages, they always say at the end, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. That's where the word submission came from, out of that, because it means to present oneself. And again, if I'm submitting, that means I'm submitting to God. I'm presenting myself to God. A man being secure in who he is. I like that, Tanya. Now, the question is, how does he prove that to you? How does he prove that he's secure in himself? I mean, what is it that he can put out there to give you that, or to let you know that he's secure within himself? And please, again, ladies, I know Tanya cannot be the only woman on this podcast right now. All of you are, rest of you are y'all afraid to ask a question. I'm not going to say I have all the answers, but there's some other brothers on here that probably could help you out in this situation. So please, by all means, jump in here. But Tanya, do me a favor, explain that to me. Okay, Shirley. I believe that's right, Shirley Johnson. Leadership and power helps the other person to grow and protect the other person's well-being. I like that. I like that, leadership and power. Okay, so again, if you would, for me, ladies, explain how does a man present those leadership qualities? What is it that, if you had to come up with a contact word or something that will I guess, embodies what you're saying with leadership. What is that specific word, or how, what is it, or how is it a particular way that he moves, or is it how he makes decisions day to day as they go along? Because again, a lot of people are not meant to lead, whether it's men or women. A lot of people are not meant to lead, even though they are in that position. Doesn't mean they're meant to lead. We got to keep in mind when we do allow those persons to step forward, or those persons does take the reign. I would like to say again, it has to be some type of track record that they've already left behind. And when I say some type of track record, they've proven themselves. Um, the thing I will throw this in there as well. My sister, stop using the term that you're independent black women. We already know that you are. Please stop using that term, because it really just, how I want to say it, y'all running that out. We already know that you're independent. How we know you're independent? You've already told us when we talked to you on the phone, when we started those phone conversations, when you told me that you have a degree, when you told me you've been at your job for 20 odd years, when you told me you've been I don't believe in single mothers or single fathers, because if both parents is in there, you ain't single. That's co-parenting. So quit saying that you're a single mother, because if the father in there helping out, no, you're co-parenting. So you're not a single mother. Okay, I just threw that in there real quick. But anyway, I'm saying this again too. If you've already established that up front, then I don't need to hear you regurgitating all the time that you're independent. It's quite damn obvious you are. So I don't need that to be drilled into me on the constant basis that you are a strong, independent black woman. It's pretty much obvious. Your record, again, your track record speaks for itself. It shows me that you are. So there's no need for me to go back and again, even question those type of abilities, because again, you've already proven yourself. So it's not up for me to do that. The next thing for me to do is to find out, can we coexist together and make things work to benefit us as a couple, or as a couple? How do we make the things that we have together, or the things that we could do in order to benefit us both? Again, why the questions? I keep bringing the questions in. Don't stop them now. I think we on the roll now. A man who is trusting of self and others. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Influence. Oh, yeah. I like that. I like that. So, okay. Here we go. A lot of women, though, being insecure at a man to get their way. Oh, you should be all right with me dressing half naked if you. Oh my gosh. Oh, you should be all right with me dressing. I think I got that last comment. You said address influence, self-awareness, integrity, commitment, visions. Good qualities. Good qualities. Good qualities. Good qualities. I like that. Those are good qualities. Go hit me back on that insecure part. I missed the last piece on that, man. Hit me back on that insecure part, because I think I know where you might be going with that one, but I need a little more clarity with that one. I think I know where you're going with that. Yeah, I mean, let's be realistic. We all have some insecurities. We do. We all have some insecurities that we bring to any relationship, whether it's from a personal one or a business. We have certain insecurities that we do bring to the table. Some we don't even address. Some, all we do is we allow them to stay dormant inside of us, and we never actually address them. And that's usually a bad part of it. We all don't interrupt leadership as control from a secure man. Ooh, okay, son. Okay. That's what I'm liking. Okay, that's y'all having conversations. That's good. Like to hear that. Oh, I should say I like to see that right now. That's good. Y'all having some back and forth conversations. It's good to hear. That is definitely good to hear. Okay, here we go again. No other race of women say I'm a strong. I agree with you, brother. Insert race woman. You're right. You don't get that. You don't get that from a lot of other races that's out there. You don't. You don't get a lot of feedback. You don't hear. Well, let me just say, me personally, I can only speak for myself. I've never encountered a White women say, "I'm a strong, independent white woman." I've heard the statement, "I'm an independent woman," but they never refer to their race. I've heard women say, "I'm strong," but yeah, oftentimes black women will correlate those two together. That I'm a black woman. Well, it's obvious your ass black. I can see that you're black. Now you might have some mixture in there somewhere, so but yeah, right now I'm just that's where I'm gonna put you at. That's the check box I'm gonna put you in. So I already know that you, but again, I don't need that to be how I want to say. I don't need that to be reiterated all the time when we're having conversations, or again that you need to exert yourself, that you need to put that title out there. Like I said again, some things are kind of pretty much obvious. And if they're obvious, then why do we need to go along with that type of rhetoric to keep talking about it? Again, women, we know that you are strong. As I started this podcast off, and I said it again, black women, you are probably you are the most disrespected creature walking this earth. And when I say that again, because again, you take on a lot of battles. You have to prove your wealth. You have to prove your self worth in the corporate society, relationships, whether they're from a personal standpoint or even with your girlfriends, your own personal relationships with your girlfriends as well. There's always this sense of ability to prove yourself. That's one of the things I would like to say. I would like to see different. Black women, when you all come together, I'm not gonna say this happens all the time, but majority of the time, brothers, usually when brothers share information, the one thing we don't do, we don't judge each other. We do not judge each other. That's when we talk to our boys more frequently than we talk to our significant others. Because when we talking to our boys, and I know y'all be saying, "Oh, but they just ain't gonna give you the right answer." Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. If they really your true partner and they hang with you, they out for your better welfare. So with that being said, oh, they're gonna give you the true answer. But usually what happens when they do it, they don't stand in judgment. I know if I shared a lot of personal things with my guys, and there's never been a point to where I felt like they've either degraded me or I got to quote take a walk of shame or something like that. Nah, I mean I don't care how malice or how the situation comes about. They don't do that. They don't cast their judgment over me. They pretty much kind of like give me the advice, or whether it's for the good or the bad. But they give me the advice that I definitely needed that particular time. I told a couple this past weekend, uh, and again, I don't try to do stuff to offend people, but I told them men gonna hang out where they mostly feel respected. So if your guy hanging out at the cigar lounge, that means that's where he getting most of his damn respect from. He ain't getting that at the household. So same way, if he hanging out at pool hall, that's where he getting his respect from. So he's recognized in that. When he walks into that, people recognize him. He should feel that same way when he get home. He really should. He should have that same respect, and I'm not gonna say necessary idolize, but he should get that same welcoming that he gets when he goes to other places. He should get that same welcome. People be glad to see him walk in the door. And not only do they be glad to see him walk in the door, but like I said again, he's giving that respect. That's the way he should feel at home. No man should ever feel like he shouldn't go home. Oh my gosh, let me try that one more time. No man should ever feel like he should not want to go home. One thing I always say, well, this is one of the other things I always say, I'm gonna walk through my house, not around it. Oh yeah, y'all get that one later on too. I'm gonna walk through my house, not around it. So I gotta feel comfortable enough once I step in that door. That again, this is my world. Oh no, Farad, do I have time to talk about this? I think I'm gonna talk about this subject real quick, even though we've talked about black women. One of the things I get blasted about a lot is I tell people if I'm in a relationship, whether if I'm married or we cohabitating, I'm not saying this to be blasphemy or again consider myself all that, but when I'm at home, I'm the God. Oh yeah, I'm God in my house. Oh yeah, I dictate what happens. I dictate what happens. Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't discount the people that's in there. But when I walk in that door, that's how I should be greeted as God. Because if you are in the biblical sense, looking at the Bible, that's why I've been created. I've been created from God. I've been created from God. So I'm not saying that I'm God, but I'm going to walk in as though I'm God, because I cannot make those type of miracles that he's done or whatever the case may be. But however, I can make some things happen. I can make some things happen. So I'm just saying again, that's how my platform is. I'm not doing that to be conceited or arrogant. That's just how I believe my relationships are. Um, and they always have a choice. So they have a choice. They will go along with it or not. Again, getting back to the subject, because I think I got 5 minutes left here. I think we have touched on, but let me say what's the solution. What I think the solution is, because again, if we put the question out there, we should at least have some solution. One of the things I think that you're a supreme ruler of your household. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support and the endorsement. I really do. One of the solutions I think that we should have when it comes to protecting black women, make the process easier for us. And this is what I'm saying to you all. Take pride in yourself, women. Take some pride in yourself. Like I said again, there is no other creature walking this planet has been kissed by the sun than black women. Black women, you are empress. Quit using that goddamn term queen. I hate that freaking term. Queen and kings. I hate that shit. Okay, no, we are emperor and empress. We control countries. We don't control just the fucking kingdom. We control countries. If I'm gonna wake up, I ain't gonna tell my woman, hello, queen. No, I'm gonna tell you, empress. I call my little 14-year-old granddaughter empress. You are empress. You don't just control the kingdom. You control the country. That's what you're gonna control. So again, let me get back off my own soapbox. But when I'm saying this for this reason. Ladies, take pride in yourself. Take pride in yourself. You do not have to degrade yourself in order to be recognized. You don't have to be, listen, the most intelligent thing on any freaking woman is two things. One, her freaking smile, and two, her fucking personality. I don't give a damn how much you might think, again, that outside appearance. If she got a fucking great ass personality, that shit attract her. Say what you want, gentlemen, and we can sit here and argue that. Now, we can argue that for another whole freaking podcast. And I'm going to say that if you got the right attitude, and guys going to be attracted to that. Guys will literally be attracted to that. So they don't need you out there, again, walking out the door and putting yourself out there, again, on display. One of the questions, this came up, again, if again, how can I protect you and you walking out the door with a short-ass dress on and you ain't got on the damn panties? For real? That's what we finna do. Oh, that's how you finna put me? You finna put me in that line of fire? Oh, no, you're not, sister. What would even possess you to even think you could walk out the door like that? What would possess you to think that that shit was even attractive? Because apparently I'm not giving you enough attention that you feel that there's a need for you to go out there to get more attention. And look at all of us. I'm going to say all of us. All of us love that extra attention. All of us do love that extra attention. And I get it. That's how we are. But again, you're not going to put that shit on display. Well, I'm going to have to get out here and be fighting my ass off just because you want to feel good. No, I done told you when you put when you put the other clothes on, you look good in that too. Put that on. So again, make it easier for the men as we transition to that. Listen, black men want to put you all on the pedestal. We really do. We want you to be up there on top because for so many years they put you down. They degraded you. Society has degraded you. No, we want y'all back up on that pedestal. We want help them protect you. That's right. Help them protect you. We want to put you all back on that pedestal because, like I said, at the end of the day, black men ain't the most feared. Black women are the most feared on this planet because of so much that y'all can do. So much that you all can do. You're the most feared one. So we want to put you back on that pedestal. But again, make our job easy. Again, I mean, like I said, these people are entertainers. I get it. They making their money. I ain't knocking all that. But we shouldn't have to degrade ourselves in order to be prevalent or relevant in this fucking society. And we need to stop that. We need to freaking stop that, man. We don't have to sing a song about some fucking WAP. Like I just said, I don't see Miley Cyrus doing that shit and she's still making money. She's still making money out there. Beyonce ain't doing this shit and she's still making money. So again, we don't have to initiate ourselves into that type category. We don't. Black women, make yourself prevalent again. Make yourself prevalent. When I say prevalent, again, assist us brothers in trying to protect you. If you see a sister out there, your girlfriend, and you know for a fact, quit playing that. Oh, girl, yeah, I'm your. No, if you really her fucking homegirl, girl, take your ass in there and put on some real clothes, or you be going out by yourself tonight. Let her know that she ain't got to do it. Listen, if you exposing all them fucking body parts, something wrong. Something wrong. Something wrong. And I'm gonna really say that something is definitely wrong. I got 1 minute, so I'm gonna hurry up and try to wrap this up real quick. Again, I appreciate all those who have tuned in and got an opportunity to speak. Thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all support. Again, I was pitch hitting for Miss Latanya Hughes and the T Show. Comes on every Monday at 7:30. I have my own podcast as well. It's called Slow Burn Podcast. It's on YouTube. If you guys want to just again subscribe to it, please by all means. We're gonna start kicking up ours again as well. I love to have some of you come in as an audience member and guests as well. So please, by all means, step in. Yes, sir. I'd like to see you part of mine too. So again, thank you all for coming out and spending your Monday nights with me. Hey, listen, it could have been worse. You could have been watching the Bears. So shit, I told you that. You could have been worse. You could have been watching the Bears right now. So, but anyway, thank you for the time that you're giving me. I tell you, thank you again for a lot. Derek, man, you're on point, brother. You're on point. So I appreciate y'all all for stepping in and listening to me. You all have a great night, prosperous week. Be safe out there. Watch one another's back. Till next time, don't change the world. Don't allow the world to change you. Change the world. Peace.